What's up YouTube? Right here I have the Climo prototypes. First off right here, the Skyway. We got the Bel Air, and third, the Champ. Initial reaction, feels pretty good. It's a little bit shallower with the bead, kind of got a flat bottom here. None of the Discraft lineups, as far as putters go with the bead, have that flat bottom, so that's very unique. We got a beaded mid-range right here, very square here on the edge, pretty fast feeling for a mid-range. Lastly, the distance driver feels a little bit more on the understable side, sharper. To me, probably feels like an 11 speed. Well, clearly says right here. Yeah, I know, I should have known that, huh? And so we're at 4 palms. I'm gonna throw these and give initial reaction, but I do have 2 sets, so if you see multiple colors, that's why. But let's go with the putter first. Good. Pretty neutral. I just got some new Lunas and I played this hole earlier. These are a touch more stable than my Luna. Here we go. I'm gonna give this a little bit more power, try to get it almost to the hole. Pretty consistent, have a slight tailwind. I'm just gonna compare it to Luna. It doesn't go as far as a Luna, but it probably is gonna fight some wind better than a Luna. Let's hop over to the Bel Air. I'm gonna throw this flat. I heard they're kind of overstable. Let's just see. Soft tailwind right now. Okay, first throw did not go where I thought it was. These are not as overstable as I thought, so I'm gonna give it a little hyzer flip. Kind of flips right out of the box, but it doesn't flip over. It still had some integrity there and wanted to finish to the left. But let's jump over to the distance driver, which I've heard these are more on the understable side. The wind has shifted a little left to right, so that's gonna affect them even more. Pretty good and controllable. It didn't get offline that much, so this one I'm actually gonna try to give it an ace run because that was pretty close. All it needs is a little more power. I gave it a lot more power, but you can see it's still not flipping over. Just kind of slowly gliding. And let me tell you how far that went right away, actually. 377 in that basket, and I just accidentally went about 480.
Maybe you should tell the people that Pablo loves disc golf.
Pablo does, huh? And he loves airplanes. All right, so I just threw those firm, slight tailwind, and at the end it was a little left to right. So now I'm gonna step onto the second hole. Putters, I'm obviously not gonna make it to the hole, so I'm just gonna throw them on a turnover line just to see what they do, and I'll probably do that with all 3 sets. So just throw them out to the right, not toward the basket.
Okay.
So this is slightly into a headwind now, and you can see it didn't want to flutter, didn't want to do anything. It just kind of held that really smooth. So try to do it again. Just kept gliding. My comparison earlier to a Luna, I didn't realize they were 2-speed compared to a 3-speed, and you can kind of see that in the flight. But here we go, the Bel Air. Like I said on the first hole, they're a little bit more understable than I've heard. It's working its way to flat, but into this headwind, I'm gonna give it a little hyzer. It's probably gonna flip up to flat. That was not what I was expecting with that one.
Why? What were you expecting with that one?
It to just turn over.
Oh.
But lastly, the Skyway. It's very smooth. If any of these 3 discs make it to my bag, it's probably gonna be the Skyway. It's a really nice flight.
Dang. Oh, I niced you.
It's good. We need to see how these beat in. Of the 3 so far, Skyway is my favorite. What do you think, P? Skyway? Here we go. This is a hole that's not reachable, but I'm gonna try to push these out there. So far, Champ holds the line that you put it on. It actually glided surprisingly far for a beaded putter. But Bel Air, it's more of a hyzer flip disc than I thought. I'm gonna give it a good chance here. good little take. And then the Skyway is like pretty close to bag worthy. So this will be a little test right here on this hole. But here we go. I'm gonna be on hyzer line. So I went flat first hole, turn over, now hyzers. It's cruising. This hole's, it's about 70 short, but this hole's almost 400 feet. It's kind of lifting down there. Like I'm just, giving them 70, 75% power, and that almost got there. That's flipping up. Not much, 10 feet further than the 10 feet further than the putter. So here we go. Let's give this a little bit more. But I will say the plastic doesn't feel anything like any Discraft plastic. Quite a bit tackier. So durability, that'll have to come later. Yeah, it just kind of gets to its point and then drops out of the sky. Not as much glide as the putter, but here we go, Skyway. Definitely not a headwind disc. It's got really easy distance. Like that's probably pushing let me check. That's pushing like 500 feet. Pin location's 443 and that one went, I think it's 443 spot, but it went pretty far. All right, so made it to the first champ putter right here. Got the Bel Air, and actually way up over there, almost pin high, is the other champ. These two speeds are going about as far as the mid-range is. And like I said, a lot of glide, which is honestly surprising to me for a beaded putter. And then about 80 feet past the basket is the one Skyway that I did throw well. Let's see what a C2 looks like with this. Slow speed over stable.
Why did you warm up like that?
That's how Kenny puts.
Aw.
Line it up. All right, so I've tossed about a couple 25 footers with them. Just try to show the slow speed. They're pretty overstable. Compare them next to my Lunas. Just kind of see a difference inside the circle. So not much of a difference inside the circle. So if you're looking for a beaded putter with kind of a flatter bottom, I'm gonna compare it to the Kratos. Kratos is rounded bottom. These champs have a flatter bottom, but with a bead, very similar bead. But it's a preference thing in the circle putting, but outside, those things are flyers. So final feedback, the champ putters are, like I said, surprisingly, they go really far. Putting in the circle, they're very comparable to the Luna. Except you got the bead and a flatter bottom, unlike a Kratos. The Bel Air hyzer flip mid-range, it's something that, as far as a Discraft player, there's not much like it, but it is a great mid-range for Kenny to start out with, as well as the champ and the Skyway. I think a lot of people are really gonna like that. I think it might make some top players bag, but also it's just a great starting distance driver. If you're qualified to throw a distance driver, I think it's gonna be a really good one. If you're not qualified to throw a distance driver yet, Pablo, maybe one day. But tell everyone bye.
Bye.
Tell him bye. I know he'll say bye. Yeah, say bye.